Hey guys, welcome back to Trading with Geo. This is the second daily recap. Yesterday we went over a couple of crude oil trades that I took, and today we'll be doing a recap of Tuesday's trading session. So, as always, let's start with the daily chart. And as you can see, we finally broke out of this range that we've been in for almost 2 weeks now. This candle right here was Tuesday's trading session. Finally broke this resistance line, and I love to see that. We're finally getting some movement in this pair. Hopefully now we can target this upper blue zone right here. That's my next short-term target. We may see a retest back down to this consolidation zone before I push up higher, but I am a bull at this point. So before we go down to break it down into a shorter time frame, let's look over the S&P because we're going to go over that pair today. There was a good trading opportunity there. I did miss it, but I definitely want to go over it with you guys. So let's go to the futures contract. So as you can see here with the S&P, we are going higher, but in my opinion, this is a pretty tough market to trade just because we are at all-time highs. The market obviously has never tested these levels, so it's kind of, tight range or small range days in a tight zone. Not really sure. Price isn't really sure what it wants to do yet, so I kind of like to wait these markets out. But when we break it down to the shorter time frame, there was a good opportunity today. I'll show you in a bit. But let's go down to crude oil first. Okay, so this is the 1 hour chart for crude oil. And as you can see, we finally broke out of this little trading range that we've been in for, like I said, almost 2 weeks. Broke up higher, and this was Monday's trading session. Broke up higher into overnight, and then this was Tuesday's. Good bullish sign. So I am firmly a bull on this pair. So let's go down even further. So this is the 5-minute chart. So this is what we went over yesterday. This is Monday's trading session, and then this is today's. So as you can see, we did gap higher. The gap wasn't as large as the S&Ps, but we did gap up. And so when we do gap, there's a couple of certain things that I look for. One is I want to look at the overnight's volume profile. So let's draw that out right now. Okay, so this is the volume profile overnight. And then let's draw yesterday's volume profile as well. Oh, let's show that one time. Okay, so Monday's volume profile and the overnight. So what I look for first is where we're opening in relation to the overnight volume profile. We opened here at 57.23, which is below the overnight's POC and right above the value area low. So as I said before, I am a bull on this pair. So ideally what I was looking for today was either a break of this value area high, an acceptance at that level, a willingness to want to go higher, and I would add on to that. That or a pullback, ideally a pullback into this level right here, which is Monday's value area high. So a nice pullback into that zone would have been perfect for me. It would have been a good, or at least I would have liked to see a rejection at those levels, a break back into this value area, and that would have been a bullish sign for me. So what did we see? Opened here, broke down, immediately broke the overnight session's value area low. And then from there on, we just chopped around for a bit. We kind of chopped around between the value area low and the POC. Chopped around for a bit, chopped around, and when you see this kind of price action, you need to just sit on your hands. There's no clear trades happening. You're going to get chopped up no matter what side that you take. As I was saying before, I would like to see a pullback down lower. So just wait for it. There's no need to enter the market prematurely. Don't have FOMO. Let the market come to you. You always want to follow what the market's doing. So as we continued on, we saw clearly that we finally broke higher. And this is the pair that I was watching for most of the day. And what I said before, if you remember, is I wanted to see a break of this value area high and acceptance and willingness to want to go higher. Oh, this is getting a little messy. Let me clean this up. So let me delete that. So this upper red line right here is the value area high of the overnight session. I want to see a break of it and then a willingness to want to go higher. As you can see, we had a pretty strong bullish candle here. This is great, but I didn't get a chance to follow it. When you see that big of a move, it's tough to kind of jump in right here. It's kind of like what I was saying yesterday about FOMO. You don't want to you don't want to enter at the top of a move. I was hoping to see a pullback at the very least, to the overnight highs, which are right here. Or even better, a retest of the value area high here. We didn't see that. We immediately just went straight up. And we tested this upper level here, which I'll show you, which was my long-term target for the upside. Let's go back to the 5-minute. So, this is going to happen in day trades. We have to let the market come to us. If there's no clear opportunity to enter, then just don't force it. You never want to force anything. Here, I would have loved to get long, but it didn't give me the pullback that I wanted, and we just kept going higher. So, that's okay. You don't have, just because we're day traders does not mean that we have to trade every single day. Let the market come to you. Be patient. The trades will come. There's plenty of trading days. Don't worry about it. We miss moves all the time, but we live to trade another day. So just a quick lesson to be learned. So even though what we wanted to happen did play out, it's okay that we missed it. And we're still a bull on this pair. As you can see, even now, it's almost midnight here on Tuesday. It's 11:42 p.m. And we're still going higher. So ideally, what I would like to see is I don't want to see a breakdown of it, but if we do break down below this level, I want to see us go back up. And then we can, get a chance to go higher. And let's go back to that daily chart, actually. And as I was saying before, I want to target these levels right here. So that's long-term oil trade. Now let's go back into the S&P. So this is the S&P. Oh, let's get rid of this really quick, just to clear it up a little bit. S&P. So what did we see here? Kind of saw the inverse of what we saw in crude oil. This is Monday's regular trading session. This is the overnight, and then this is Tuesday's trading session here. So we saw just consolidation on Monday, no clear direction, price just chopping back and forth. And then overnight is where we saw the big move happen. We saw a big push lower. And so what that meant was we saw a pretty decent gap on this pair. As you can see, the close here on Monday, and then the open here on Tuesday. So a pretty big gap. So again, what I like to see when we gap is first the overnight volume profile. So let's draw that out first. Immediately see where we are in relation to it at the open. So at the open, we would be below the POC, and we would be pretty close to the value area low here. And then let's draw in Monday's volume profile. And then let's also have reference to last week's trading session, which is right here. So this is the volume profile for all of last week. All right. Okay, so in this pair, let's actually go out to a higher time frame. As I said before, when we looked at the daily chart, it's pretty clear that it's bullish, even though it did look like we were topping a little bit on the daily chart. Let's just show that one more time. It does look like we're topping a little bit, but I still don't want to be a bear here. You never want to go against the trend. We're still above the 21 EMA here. I'm not interested in taking shorts unless it's just very obvious. So even on the 1-hour chart, as you can see, all the way back from June 2nd. So almost 2 months of just bullish trend. So you do not want to be looking for shorts at all here. There's really no need to be doing that. So when I see this overnight session, a big bearish move down, immediately what I'm thinking is just a pullback and a higher time frame uptrend. Okay, so let me just redraw these. They always tend to mess up when I change time frame for whatever reason. Good old trading view. So as I said before, I like to place a lot of emphasis on the overnight volume profile when I see gaps. So being a bull on this pair, what I want to see is either a break up above the value area high of the overnight and then a willingness to want to go higher. And again, what I mean by that is maybe a small consolidation or a retest of that level. So that's one scenario. Or we could see a breakdown below and then an immediate rejection. I need price to show me that it's rejecting, that it's not wanting to go lower, that it wants to go higher. And that's actually what we saw here. So right as soon as we opened, broke down, broke the value area low, draw it out right here, broke the value area low, and then immediately broke right back up into value area. Okay, this is exactly what I would like to see if I'm a bull here. You know, immediate rejection. We do not like to hang around here. And also, I don't like to bring up indicators too often, but I think it's important to see that this RSI here showing pretty good divergence. You know, we've been heading lower in the overnight while RSI is going higher. That's another thing to know. You know, in the back of your head, you never really want to focus too much on indicators, but as I said, you know, keep it in the back of your head. It's pretty clear to see. When you see some things that are this obvious, or not obvious, I should say, but they should stand out to you. So back to volume profile. Once we broke up here, I'm looking for, of course, to go long. So right when we broke this POC here on this 5-minute candle, that's your entry. That's your bullish signal. So what you would want to do is go long on the candle immediately following it with a stop under that candle's low. And then of course, if you remember yesterday, what I said was if we see a strong rejection of either the value area high or low, there's very good chances that it's going to test the other extreme. So in this case, we saw a rejection of the value area low, broke right back in. So very good chances are that we're going to test the volume area high, which is this red line right here, as you can see. And so that would be my first target. And it meets my at least at minimum 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. We got 2.5 on this trade. And we did end up hitting it. So this was a very good trade. I wish I was watching this pair instead of crude. Crude was just an absolute snooze fest. I don't know why I was watching it. I should have been on the S&P, but that's okay. You know, as I said before, we can miss trades. They happen all the time. It's okay. There's no need to, you know, worry about it. We'll get the next one. But I definitely wanted to go over this with you guys because this was a, you know, very good trade that you could have taken. So now I am, you know, still bullish on this pair, but we'll see. I'm more interested to see crude now because it finally broke out of that range. Let's go back to that chart I was showing earlier. Finally broke out of the range. We're going higher. I'm very bullish on this pair. But definitely you need to be careful because Wednesday, of course, we see crude oil inventories. I never like to trade prior to them. They come out at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But about an hour after, you can get some good trade opportunities. So that's what I'm looking to do. Hopefully we see, you know, the news numbers come out, dip below. That's going to give me the pullback that I need to want to go higher. So hopefully we'll see that tomorrow. And I'll do the daily recap tomorrow and see if that played out. But I think that's about it for today. Let's go back to ES, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Yeah, I think that's about it. Again, guys, you know, this is summer trading, so you always have to keep that in your head. You know, this is the environment that we're trading in. It's choppy. It's typical of the summer months. You know, the big players are on vacation or doing whatever. You're going to see a lot of choppiness, a lot of small ranges. And, you know, as day traders, we have to adapt to this. We have to be aware of the environment that we're trading in. But, you know, good opportunities still show up. This S&P trade was picture perfect. It's exactly what I look for. Especially when I'm bullish. I mean, it was good. So we still get a lot of good trade opportunities, but play it day by day. As I said before, just because we're day traders does not mean we have to trade every single day and catch every single move. Let the moves come to us. They'll be clear and obvious, and you know we'll capitalize on them when we get them. So, all right, guys, I think that's the recap for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, we see that crude oil trade that I had planned out. Hopefully it plays out for us. thanks for coming back, guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.